What's up, y'all? It's Life at Space with Visionary Rose, and this week is Social Problems Week, and we're gonna be talking about things. I know you lied. Hold up, y'all. I know you lied. I know you are lying. Ooh, baby. People gonna think that the power went out. Y'all, the plug just came out. Okay. Social Problems Week. Oh my goodness, please stay in the walls, stay secure, please. Social problems. What's up, y'all? It's Life at Space with Visionary Rose, and this week is Social Problems Week. Now, today is just a little intro video of what I'm gonna be talking about this week and all of that good stuff. So, definitely gonna be talking about the mental, the emotional, the physical, talking about bullying. No, I do not have COVID. We're gonna be talking about depression. We're gonna be talking about anxiety. We're gonna be talking about so many things, and I am targeting my young people. So, drugs and alcohol, how young people, how they cope with stuff, how they cope with their depression, how did they cope with their anxiety. So many things on as young people, what we deal with, what I deal with, what we all deal with. And the young people I am targeting, if you're an older person and you're watching this and you deal with some of this stuff as well too, maybe it can help you as well. So, but it is my young people. So yes. Okay, so before I get started, like I said, this is just a little intro, so I'm just introduce you guys on what's getting ready to go on. But before I get started, I just want to say this: if there is a social problem that I have not mentioned, and even if I haven't mentioned it in at the end of this week in any of these videos, understand that it is okay not to be okay. It is okay to ask for help. It is okay to seek guidance. It is okay. It is okay to cry out for help. It is okay to not be okay. And I just want to say that, it's not easy. It's not easy, especially as young people. It's really, really not easy because we have so much that's up against us. Peer pressure that just hit my mind. Peer pressure. That's not easy as well too. And you may not go through it, but you may have a fellow friend that go through it, or you may have a younger sibling or a younger cousin or a friend of a cousin that goes through that stuff. And it doesn't even have to be peer pressure. It could just be so many other things that young people that we deal with. And like oh my God, like, I don't know. I find that young people, we deal with stuff differently. We deal with stuff totally differently with how our parents dealt with it, with how, our grandparents dealt with it. We deal with it differently. And, like I said before in one of my videos, like all of this depression and anxiety, that stuff was not talked about back then. So now when you're talking about it to an older person, now some of them are talking about it. But back then, when they were feeling a certain type of way, the emotions that they was feeling, like depression and anxiety, because some of the stuff that we go through now, they say is nothing new under the sun. There was teen pregnancy back then. There was sexual activity that was going on back then. There was bullying and all of that stuff that was going on back then. So just imagine how, if your mom or your aunt or your uncle was bullied at a young age, and that stuff, that was a social problem. And, when they tried to go home and try to talk about it and stuff like that, maybe their parents was like, don't worry about what people say. I didn't raise you to be no punk and stuff like that. You got to fight back. You got to do it. Some people were installed different things differently from their parents and stuff like that. So that's just probably how they were talked to. So however, they were raised and stuff like that. Now it's like, however our parents was raised, it's like now they're trying to like raise us like that. And that is another big social problem as well too. Our parents are raising us how they was raised, and it's like new century, get adapt. Times change, get adapt. So, and like, that's real. That's not to be funny, but that's real. And even though it's nothing new under the sun, you still have to realize that, parents, when you have children, you really don't know exactly who you're raising. So, that's why it's always important to really, really like kind of really like, you know, study the person that you're dealing with. Like, even in general, young people, like, study whoever you're dealing with. Not study them for the wrong reasons, but study them for the right reasons, because you just want to protect yourself. You want to protect yourself. So going back to where the parents and, you know, depression and stuff, a lot of that stuff wasn't talked about. So now, you know, now that everybody is talking about it, you know, it's like a lot of people are taking it more serious, but more so it just didn't have a name on it back then. It was always depression, but they never talked about it back then. And now that this stuff is real, you got people that's killing themselves. You got domestic violence. You got all of this stuff that's going on in the world today. You got so many, and then you have gangs and stuff like that. You have shootings and killings and stuff like that. You just have so many things that's just really, really going on in the world today. And then you have, when it comes down to the criminal justice system, like, oh baby, you don't want me getting started with that, honey, because that is right down my alley, and I don't play about that. So that's another topic for another day, and maybe it could be this week, because social problem. So, but yes, yes, I did tell you guys to not be afraid. Yes, find somebody that you can trust. I know, you know, some people cannot talk to their parents or talk to, you know, the people in their household, or maybe you just may not have, you know, nobody that you can talk to because you done been through so much, and, you know, it's kind of hard for you to like trust people. It's okay. I've been there. I'm still there. You know, it's okay. And it's okay to not be okay. And on this journey, on this life aspects, you know, we just gonna be talking about it. Like, it's okay. It was a point in my life where I was just like not okay. Like, literally like not okay. And in that stage of my life when I was like not okay, it really kind of opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. But in the midst of that, I was still being like, you know, dumb and being dumbfounded by a lot of things. But I was like, see, I would know something. Something would be dead and flat in front of my face. And I'd be like, okay, well, let me just like see, you know, I'd be like a double check. Like, I gotta double check this thing right here. I just got to double check it. So yeah, but like, it's okay. It's okay. And if you're afraid to say that you've been through something, or that you're going through something, or that you're dealing with something, it's okay. If it makes you feel any better, I'm going through something too. I go through storms as well too. I may get up here, motivate, and have a big smile on my face, but sometimes I go through some of the darkest times off the camera. But I still strive to keep going. And I still strive to stay happy, keep a smile on my face. But I don't let my troubles get the best of me. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I just be like, you know, Angel, you got to pick your head up. Because sometimes I got to be like Angel and step outside the rows and be like, look, Angel, you got it. You got it. You got to do this. You got to do that. And that's what you got to tell yourself as a young person as well, too. You know, it's hard. Some of you guys probably have grew up without parents. Your parents may be deceased. Your grandparents may be deceased, or you just lost. You just don't know. It's okay to be lost. I've been lost. Shoot, I probably still am lost. It's okay to be lost sometimes, because everybody, and this is what I say, you know, find you people that's gonna help you. Find you people that's gonna admit that they've been there, and that's gonna admit that they struggle with stuff too. Because you can't vent to people that's gonna look down on you and be like, oh, they got a lot of problems. I can't. That person got to be careful too, because the same problem that you got, they could have the same problem that you have. That's why you got to be careful too. You got to be careful. You can't be you gotta, like, when people be going through something, you gotta be careful what you say about them. You gotta be careful what you say, because you never know. They may be down today. Baby, Bill Gates tomorrow. You never know. You just never know. That's why you just gotta be careful. You just gotta be careful when you see somebody going through it and stuff like that. Like, you just gotta just be like, Lord, help them. Lord, help them. And then say, Lord, help you. Because you just never know. You just never know. You just gotta say, Lord, just help you as well too. But when you're going through, don't have nobody that's gonna judge you in the midst of that, or that's gonna look at you like you're crazy, or misunderstand you on purpose when they know exactly what you're saying. talk to some people that, like, you know, even if they haven't been through it, do you have something intelligent to say to me? Do you have something knowledgeable? Do you have something encouraging without any judgment, without looking at me like I'm crazy? You know, I know it's, and then I'm going to be tapping in more this week. I'm just, you know, starting with the basics. And I really, my intro video was to kind of really tell you guys to, you know, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to reach out. It's okay to do whatever is necessary that is positive. And I know that it's hard to be positive as a young person. I know it's hard. It's hard for me. And I can admit that it's hard for me. It's hard for me sometimes to do a lot of stuff. But even though I'm young, I'm not gonna take that for granted, because I could be out of here tomorrow. So, but even though I struggle through stuff, I still try to find those ways to kind of like get through it. Like, how does although the way another young person got through it, that may not be my ending on how I got through it, but I can visually like look, or I can verbally ask them like, hey, like, you know, like, how did you do it? Like, I really, you know, I admire, or like, you know, how did you do it? Like, just young person to young person, like, how did you do it? Like, I want to know, like, what's the tea on that? Can I get the tea on that? Like, what, like, tell me. And it's okay to just reach out and just really, really ask for help. That is all I have for the intro video. This week is going to be a good week. I'm excited about being back on the platform. Last week was a successful week, and I hope you guys enjoyed the videos that was, you know, posted on last week. Stay tuned. I love you guys. And it's Life Aspects with Visionary Rose. Thank y'all for rocking. And it's Life Aspects with Visionary Rose.